Good evening. We're glad you came. My name is Teresa Wright. I'd like to welcome you to The Star and the Story. Our story this week is entitled Her Crowning Glory by a new writer, Clock Daly. It concerns Terry Spencer, a young woman who's forced to use her head to find a job when all she really wants is to use her heart to find a man. I play the part of Terry. We hope you'll enjoy her story and her crowning glory.
Oh, Glenn.
Hello, Mr. Sommers.
I'm in a hurry to meet a charming young lady. What's your excuse?
I'm just hungry.
Why not join us? Oh, no, nothing like that. Her father's an old friend of mine, and I'm just trying to help her get settled in Chicago.
Well, thanks some other time, Mr. Sommers. I've got to meet some people, sort of mixing business with the salad.
Well, by the way, how is business? You putting on any help?
No, don't tell me you're looking for a job.
Well, we all have problems of one kind or another. Uh-oh, she's waiting. I won't have time to explain now. I tell you what, Glenn, I'll call you this afternoon at the office. That'd be okay?
Sure, glad to hear from you.
Sorry, Harry, I was held up at the last moment.
That's all right.
Have you been waiting long?
Who is he?
Who is whom?
No wonder I'm still single. Why don't you introduce me to someone like that for a change instead of all those frightening department heads?
If you're referring to the young man I came in with, he's previously engaged. Have you ordered, dear?
That's what I should be.
What?
Engaged, married, fighting with my children. Instead of that, I'm an old maid at 26, tramping the streets of Chicago looking for a job.
A Lambert salad and coffee.
Yes.
Is that all right with you, Terry? It's too hot for anything else.
Thank you, sir.
Well, now, how'd you do with your interviews this morning?
Same as always. Questions, advice, lists.
Lists?
All those people you give me letters of introduction to. They give me long lists of other people to see, and when I see them, they give me more lists. I'm tired.
I know it's discouraging, but look at it this way. You've been out of college 5 years, and you never had a job in your life. After all, you can't expect to get a position just like that, can you?
Yes, sir.
I didn't ask you.
Sorry, sir.
After all, it isn't easy to come from a small town and find the same friendliness here that you had at home.
I'm not looking for friendliness. I'm looking for a job.
Thank you. We'll get you a job soon. I'm covering every angle.
I've been in Chicago 2 weeks now. Been interviewed by most of the working population. I'm no further along now than the day I arrived. Oh, don't think I don't appreciate your efforts, Emery. Everyone's been lovely. They're all very impressed with the references you supplied me from presidents and vice presidents and chairman of the boards of the biggest companies in the country. And they take great pains not to offend me by offering me just any little old job in their organization. So here I am. No job at all.
Terry.
I've even offered to empty wastebaskets and scrub floors, and they laugh at me while escorting me to the door. Do you know what I think? I think if I just went out with no references but faith and a desire to work, I'd get a job.
Eat while you have the chance.
And the references you give me, everybody thinks I'm rich and bored. How can you sit there eating?
Well, isn't that why we're here? Terry, when your pride wears thin around the edges, I want you to remember that I offered you a job with my own company.
I know, Emery, and I do appreciate it. But I'd have 3 strikes on me right from the start. Sooner or later, your employees would find out that their president, their bachelor president, had given me the job. You can imagine what they'd make out of that.
Dessert, Terry?
No, thanks.
Aren't you hungry, dear?
No.
Too bad you don't have shorthand.
Well, that was sudden. What made you think of that?
It's practically a must.
Why? Do you have it?
Oh, my dear.
Well, would you be president of your company today if you'd started out taking other people's dictation?
Terry, my remarks were not intended to antagonize you. I merely pointed out that shorthand would help you to get a job.
There must be jobs that I can get that don't require shorthand. I can type, file, be a receptionist, sell things.
I want you to meet this person, a really terrific gal, one of the top businesswomen in Chicago. Even if she does nothing for you, it'll be worth your time to listen to her advice.
Miss Winifred?
Great gal. I phoned her. She's expecting you at 2:30. I'll meet you back here at 5. I'm anxious to see how you two get along.
Miss Winifred Phillips.
One word from her, and you're in. You've never seen anyone like her in your life. If she likes you, there isn't anything she wouldn't do for you. Of course, if she doesn't like you...
Banishment and death?
Before 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'll get somebody to do it by 11. Who are you? Oh, yes, I remember. You're the girl named Sommers sent over. Miss Spencer, isn't it? Said you're looking for a job. Sit down. I don't know what he expects me to do about it, but sit down while I try to figure something out. Excuse. So? Oh, Mr. Carter, how are you? Wonderful. And Mrs. Carter? Well, that's just how it should be for the nicest couple I know. Oh, Mr. Carter, you're so clever. Now, who else would have thought of something like that? Well, I know you're a very busy man, and I hate to bother you with such trifling details, but have you had time to glance over our contract? Yes, it's that time again. Oh, I personally guarantee that with our new campaign, you'll do even bigger and better business this year. Ah, that's what I like. A man who knows his own mind. What was that? Oh, Mr. Carter, you are the one. Shall we make it tomorrow at 11, then? Good. My love to Mrs. Carter and, of course, the little ones. Goodbye. Why did you come to Chicago? Aren't there any jobs in your own hometown?
I like Chicago. I want to live here. Isn't that all right?
I suppose you figured to take the city by storm and shoot right to the top within a few months, eh?
No.
Oh, no ambition, eh? You take shorthand? I said, do you take shorthand?
No.
What did you learn at college?
Well,
All about Shakespeare and Plato, no doubt. Well, let me tell you something, girl. Those boys may be great in the parlor, but they're absolutely no help in the office. Remember that. Now, here's a list. A few names of people you can call on. And see them all. It can't do any harm. Some of them might even be nice. And when you get that job, Miss Spencer, be sure to work. That's the secret of success, you know. Beauty may attract money, but brains captures it. Well, good luck to you, girl. I hope you continue to like Chicago, and when you get to see good old Em again, tell him hello for me.
Mr. Sommers is waiting. Ah, there's my little sweetheart now. How'd you make out, honey?
well, old Em. Hello.
Yeah. Great gal, isn't she?
Great.
What did she say?
That I should never have gone to college, and if I ever get a job, I should work.
Oh.
I'll have the same.
Yes, ma'am.
I need to cool off.
Terry, I telephoned Miss Phillips this afternoon.
Well, you are among the chosen.
As a matter of fact, right after you left.
She was a big help. She gave me another list and an inferiority complex.
A woman's opinion is often important in a matter of this kind. That's why I wanted Winifred to see you and talk to you.
If she suggested to you that she did either, she was lying.
Well, now, maybe you don't like her, but she's a power in this town.
I believe that. She might even be our secret weapon.
You didn't make a good impression on her. You just didn't make a good impression at all, honey.
Why?
She said you looked like a kid in grade school. She said you didn't have shorthand. And she mentioned you weren't even wearing a hat.
I never wear a hat.
Terry, dear, in the city you must wear a hat. It's an accepted custom, a social demand, a must.
Why? Why?
I wish you wouldn't get so upset. This idea about a hat didn't originate with me. I was merely repeating the comment of a professional woman. Personally, I wouldn't notice whether you wear a hat or not. But she did. And apparently, others do. Miss Phillips always wears a hat.
Yeah, I saw. That one she was wearing today looked like another head. Emery, I hate shorthand, but I can see its value. But a hat? Will my efficiency be dimmed because I don't wear a hat? Will a bonnet improve my typing, my spelling, my filing? Oh, let's be practical about this. For the price of a new hat that will be out of style next year, I can get a new pair of shoes that will last me for years. A hat wearer must have lots of hats because people notice them. And if she wears the same one too often, they comment about it. Now, people don't notice shoes that way. Hats are unsanitary. You have your clothes washed and cleaned frequently, but how often do you wash and clean a hat? A woman goes into a beauty parlor and spends a small fortune having her hair fixed. Then she jams the same dirty hat on her head that she wore into the place, ruining her coiffure and wasting all the time and money that she spent in the beginning.
Waiter. Waiter.
What do you think of the theory that hats cause baldness?
Oh, thank goodness it's Glenn.
Hello again, Mr. Sommers. This seems to be our second home.
Yes, it does.
Oh, please sit down. I just have a moment. About your call this afternoon.
Well, don't just stand there, my boy. Sit down.
Well,
Sit down.
thanks. I'm still not alone. The company's entertaining some VIPs, and I have to be on hand.
Well, at least you can meet the young lady you're going to interview tomorrow. Terry, dear, this is Mr. Glenn Booth, the assistant personnel manager of the Kennelly Aircraft Company. Glenn, Miss Terry Spencer.
How do you do?
I'm very glad to meet you, Miss Spencer. I noticed you at lunch today.
Oh, you did?
Yes, Mr. Sommers had mentioned that you were waiting. Well, I better be going. I'm very happy to have met you, Miss Spencer, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, Mr. Sommers.
So long. Glenn, take good care of her tomorrow now.
Oh, don't worry.
Think you're going to like him better than Miss Phillips?
Don't even mention them together. Why didn't you tell me about this interview?
I just made the arrangement with him a half an hour ago on the phone. Now, Terry, the Kennelly Aircraft Corporation is a big organization. And if Glenn thinks he can fit you in, he'll find a place for you. He's a nice boy.
But engaged.
Who said so? I never heard that.
You did. Today, right here in this very restaurant.
I said he was previously engaged. He was having lunch with some other people. Otherwise, he would have joined us. But don't get the idea he's any pushover, young lady. I've heard he's hard to please and very careful about hiring people. So be diplomatic. Rave about his company. Wear a hat.
Are we back on that subject again?
You want a job, don't you? A hat will give you a sophisticated appearance. It will promote confidence and admiration. And will make a good impression on Glenn.
You told me just now about a hat and you didn't turn pale.
In business, it's different.
I don't even own a hat.
That doesn't matter. You can buy one tomorrow morning.
No.
Then you can meet me here at 12:30 for lunch, and I'll tell you whether I like it or not.
No.
Oh, you love hats. Well, once you get used to it.
Never.
Hat will give you dignity.
No.
I'll bet you look cute.
No, 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 no.
Good afternoon. I'll be with you in a minute. Won't you be seated over there?
Thank you.
Thank you. Excuse me. And is this for yourself?
Oh, yes.
Have you found anything you like?
Only a few more reasons why I shouldn't wear a hat.
Well, if you tell me what you're looking for.
Well, I'm looking for a hat to find a job.
What kind of a job?
Anything I can get.
Well, the type of job determines greatly the choice of a hat. For instance, if you're being interviewed for a modeling career, you'd wear something glamorous, something that sings of youth and beauty and luxury. And if you were seeking an executive position, you would select a creation that sings of style, something expensive, chic, almost unattainable. And if you're an actress reading for a part, your bonnet must sing of mystery and enchantment.
What have you got that doesn't sing?
No. We're saving this for Hedda Hopper.
You poor little thing. Once you were free to roam the sky. It's life.
Please be seated. This one is sensible, capable, practical.
I wish I were rich. Do you like it?
Sometimes you have to choose between the frivolous and the steady. That is steady.
I'll take it.
Thank you.
Cat.
Terry, can't you take it off? At least until we're through eating.
What? Take off my dignity, confidence, and sophistication? Really, Henry, you're being uncivilized.
You're not going to be interviewed this afternoon by Glenn Booth wearing that thing. Why, he'd have you arrested.
I'm only doing what you told me to do. Getting a job means wearing a hat. I'll wear a hat. Really, Henry, you're not being very encouraging. I just paid $10.95 for this not 15 minutes ago.
Well, what happened to it?
He was killed crossing the street. Actually, though, I think it looks better now than when I bought it. It's a sign, Henry. The gods snatched it from my head in bitter protest.
They have good taste. They mean for you to return and buy a chapeau of more feminine proportions. Where on earth did you go for that? Men's sporting goods?
I went to a very nice place. They had all kinds of hats, even stuffed ones.
Well, then why didn't you buy one with flowers and things on it? Like that. Or that. Or that.
Do you think they're a little frivolous for business?
Well, the women I've seen with Glenn wear hats like that. And you've got to please him, you know.
You told me yesterday you never notice whether a woman wears a hat or not.
During the past 12 hours, I've become acutely aware of them.
Oh, Emery, let me be myself. Let me go for that interview without feeling self-conscious and strained.
You have got to grow up sometime. I tell you what. I'll go back to that place with you and pick out a real bonnet, something a man would like. Now, you just leave it all to me. You'll be glad. You'll see. You'll be real glad.
Now, this is youthful. Sweet 16.
She's not that young.
Well, this one then.
She's not that old.
I'm just an in-between.
Yes. Well, this one.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Very Frenchy, very chic.
Would look better on me.
Oh, look.
You look like a dying plant.
Well, what is it you want? I've shown you practically everything I have.
Oh, you couldn't have shown us everything.
Give him the bird.
Dying plant.
I've got it. I've got it.
Well, anyway, I congratulate you on your good taste. It's a Rex original.
Now, that's what I call a hat. Ha ha.
Oh, do you have shorthand?
No.
Well, maybe we'll find an opening in a department that doesn't require it.
The boiler room?
I beg your pardon?
I said I hope there's room.
Oh. Well, Miss Spencer, tell me about yourself. Do you have any particular ambitions?
A job. I've always wanted to work with the Kennelly Aircraft Corporation. Ever since I heard about it, I've wanted to work here.
Oh, why?
Well, I've heard how good they are to their employees. Benefits, retirement, sick leave. Everybody I know who works here loves it.
Well, whom do you know here?
And I love Chicago. Love it. When I was a child, I used to say, when I grow up, I'm going to live in Chicago and work for the Kennelly Aircraft Corporation.
You used to say that?
Every day.
It's remarkable, seeing we've only been organized for 3 years. Tell me more.
You don't like me.
Miss Spencer, my personal feelings do not enter into the selection of company personnel. You sure you won't be homesick?
Oh, no. I never want to go home. I love... I won't be homesick.
You see, it costs about $1,000 to train a new employee, so it's expensive to train someone who soon after decides he doesn't want to stay.
Oh, I'm very loyal. Once I make up my mind, nothing in the whole world can change it.
Garden seems to be wilting.
I'll have to do something about it.
Well, now you look ready to go to work.
You mean I'm hired?
Miss Spencer, anyone who has the poise to sit quietly while her hat disintegrates above her eyebrows should be an asset to any company. But seriously, Miss Spencer, will you tell me why, with hair like that, you ever wear a hat?